Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. How you guys doing? Welcome to the video. I am doing well. Today I'm excited because we're talking about one of my favorite new champions added to the game. She is a very good epic void high elf champion. It is none other than Andryssia. So Andryssia is super cool. Even aesthetically looks incredibly cool. Kind of like a female version of Vergis. Look at that armor there, guys. I love the kind of the high elf all cladded out in their best armor aesthetic here. Even her face looks rather cool. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, like a cyborg or something from Battlestar Galactica.
No offense, but how?
Yes, I am a nerd, but Vergis kind of has the same kind of motif going a little bit here, right? Kind of, maybe, sort of. Either way, I really love what they did with her aesthetically. One of my favorite champions to look at in a long time added to the game. I just love that armor, man. Very cool. Her A1 has a decreased crit damage. Her A2 has a single target stun for 1 turn if they don't have any buffs. For 2 turns if they do have a buff. So a 2-turn stun on a 3-turn cooldown. Very cool. On the, by the way, insane multipliers, damage based on defense. She has, I want to say, I'll correct myself on the screen if I'm wrong. I want to say a 5.5 multiplier on the A2. On the A3, I think we're talking around 3.74 multiplier on this pointed justice. Very cool ability. Attacks all enemies. Has a 100% chance on a 3-turn cooldown of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by not 1, but 2 turns. There's not that many buffs in the game that are even up for more than 2 turns. So more often than not, this A3 on a 3-turn cooldown is gonna be a, stripping away all the buffs on all enemies. We're also increasing the duration of all increased defense buffs on all allies by 1 turn. Very cool as well. So if you don't have a champion like, I don't know, Iron Brago on your team, especially for clan boss, we're gonna at the same time strip away the buffs of the clan boss and at the same time increase the increased defense buffs on your team. So ideally they're up all the time on your squad. Very cool. And then a Heart Strong passive. This is very cool as well. At the start of each turn, places a 50% ally protection buff for 2 turns on the ally with the lowest max HP. Not active, but max HP. Will not be placed on this champion. Also places a strengthened big version and increased defense big version on this champion for 2 turns. Very cool as well. This is on a 5-turn cooldown, so note that as well, but it does last for 2 turns, and it makes a good option of lasting gifts, so we can potentially get this for 3 turns on all of these buffs, not just on her, but obviously on the ally protect as well. Now, why do I like this? Another reason is, against some bosses, maybe Ice Golem, who hit really hard, a lot of other bosses as well. Sometimes having ally protect on all allies all the time can be a little bit too much for your ally protect champion to take. So with Andryssia, she's only putting on the ally with the lowest max HP. So of course it's not a, the best support ability in the game, but boy is it a sweet addition to an already incredibly strong kit. So again, great multiplier, some great damage, pretty decent speed, pretty decent base stats overall on this champion. Let me show you how I geared her up for today's video, and then we're gonna have some fun with her, and maybe Doom Tower. I won't show you a full clan boss run on this champion, but suffice it to say, I mean, you guys get why she's good for clan boss, right? Here she is. We put her in Perception. 2 Perception or Triple Perception is the artifact set that I would go with. You can also run her in Relentless if you wanted to, if you have the gear. You can go a number of different directions with this champion. I tried to build her in kind of a hybrid build for today's video. So I put, I think, defense on the ring. We went HP on the amulet. You want to build her, not just go all out on defense. You also want to pay attention to her HP, because on any ally protect champion, they're going to be taking a lot of damage from the ally who they have the ally protect on. So you don't want to just go all out defense, but of course that should be your main priority in terms of, well, your main priority stats should be defense, speed, and accuracy, because keep in mind, we need accuracy not just for the stun, not just for the decreased crit damage, but also decreasing all enemy buffs by 2 turns, okay? So HP, I went HP on the banner, but don't be afraid of going accuracy. I think most of you guys will probably want to go with an accuracy banner on this champion, unless you have 3 perception sets kind of lying around, right? I went 2 in a life set because I thought that, 305 accuracy was all I needed. But again, aim for enough accuracy to where you need for where you are in the game. I'm in the end game, so I'm shooting for 300 plus accuracy on all my champions that I need accuracy on. So we generally say 10 to 12 accuracy per dungeon stage. Doom Tower normal around 150 accuracy. Doom Tower hard around 300 accuracy, 250 or above. So in terms of the overall stats, I went with crit rate on her gauntlets. However, I am curious on how much damage she would do with crit damage on the gauntlets. We went defense percentage on the chest, and we went speed on the boots. Total stats on this champion, again, which is kind of difficult to build because you have to pay attention to speed, pay attention to accuracy, pay attention to defense, pay attention to HP. Now, crit rate is an added bonus there to get more damage out of this champion too. And one of the reasons she scales so well into the end game is because she's not just supporting your team, not just stunning for 2 turns or 1 turn, not just doing everything else she's doing, but she's also putting out, again, some nice complementary damage for your squad. She's not going to be your main nuker. Maybe she could be a nuker built to the max, with Helm Smasher, Savage Gear on a go second defense team or something like that. But I don't think that's where the majority of you guys are going to be using this champion, right? Masteries for this champion, I kept it pretty simple. I went with War Master, just to get extra damage out of that A1 against bosses. I went down the support tree, picked up the accuracy masteries. I went and picked up Lore of Steel, and then lasting gifts for that passive to extend the duration of those 3 buffs. You can go defense tree on this champion as well, nothing wrong with that. So really the choice is yours. So many different ways to build this incredibly versatile champion who you can really truly use anywhere in the game. That's why I love her so much. You know me, versatility is a major reason, in how I'm grading champions in this game. So you can use her against pretty much every Doom Tower boss. She's void affinity, All right, so this is Doom Tower hard, Celestial Griffin, floor. I don't even need it or lead. I don't even need anybody else on my team, right? Now, this is kind of a weird first match to show you guys because the thing here is she's only serving one purpose, but it's a very important one on this team. She's only there really for her passive. Nice to have a little bit of extra damage, and from my experience so far in about, 3-4 hours messing around with this champion, she can out damage Still the Drakes on pretty much every run, even building her the way I have built right now. Still the Drakes also has 100% crit rate, so they're actually built very similar. So, that nuke right there, it's pretty strong to add a little bit of extra damage. But think about it, her A2, we're not gonna be able to land those stuns against the Griffin. Her A3, we have no increased defense to even use here against not on this squad, so that's not going to be extending that duration. There's no buffs on the Celestial Griffin, so we're not reducing that either. So why are you showing this run, Ash?
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
I'm just showing you that, running her even off of the passive on a squad like this, it's going to get the job done. Again, it plays into that overall versatility on this champion that I absolutely love, right? And you can see we're placing that Ally Protect on Ninja right now. Maybe she'll go down. If she does, no big deal. We got Still the Drakes on the squad, right?
Not anymore.
I mean, this is a fast run, too. This is Doom Tower hard. This looks like Doom Tower normal, man. This looks like Doom Tower normal. But you can see just getting the job done here. Taking a lot of damage there. Ouch. But I think we'll be okay, right? If she dies, we'll pick her right back up. No big deal. She puts that passive right back on Ninja. Make sure that Ninja doesn't die. She doesn't die either. Come on, get it done. Okay, she goes down there. It's okay. She's picked right back up. She has the Ally Protect from Still the Drakes, and Griffin is down in 1 minute and 38 seconds. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. And as I said, putting out a little bit more damage than Still the Drakes there, so nice multiplier. Speaking of multipliers, guys, let me show you her in the arena. We're just gonna run kind of a funny arena team, using her as kind of our nuker. Again, we don't have her optimized for being an arena nuker here. We have her optimized for being kind of an all-around hybrid build. But let's see, and I should point out here, guys, even if you don't have 100% crit rate on this chamber, I forgot if I told you guys earlier or not, we have the chance of placing the stun, so it's not predicated on a critical hit. And the same thing with this ability here, we have the, it's not predicated on a critical hit to decrease the duration of all ally buffs. So you don't have to build her out with crit rate. You can just build her all-out support if you wanted to, depending on your account, depending on your teams, depending on where you're using this champion. So I'm going to show you her as kind of my main nuker on this squad, and we'll see what she can do. Just as a damage check, right? So we come in here. Since we're Kymar actually doesn't make a ton of sense, and Saris on this team necessarily, now that I put it together, because we can't really illustrate that 2-turn stun because we need them to have a buff up, and then we're stripping away the buffs. But either way, you'll at least see the damage here. So there she goes, putting the Ally Protect on Arbiter, our Reviver, which is handy, and also putting the Strengthen and increased defense on herself. Let's slow it down and see what she can do here with the A3 damage-wise. So again, I mean, killing Seeker, killing Arbiter, doing a decent amount of damage to Stagnite and to Trunda as well. We'll speed it up a little bit. Let's test out that A2 damage, guys. She does have decreased defense, and keep in mind that will mitigate her damage. Let's see if we can go ahead and boost things up. She's going to lose a turn 2 thanks to Trunda. He built his Trunda with accuracy. Who does that? Obviously, it could just be a hybrid build. I'm just joking with you guys. So I want to try out the A2 as well. All right, guys, so I wanted to find a pretty tanky team to show you her against because I did notice that her A2, either I'm reading it wrong or it's not really working properly. Because look at this, guys. They all have buffs up, right? And again, read this. Has a 75% 100 win booked, which she is fully booked, of placing a stun debuff for 2 turns if the target does have any active buffs. Okay, so we should be able to 2-turn stun Arbiter here, right? Let's test it out. Boom. And a 1-turn stun. It appears to not be working there. And again, I've tried it out a couple times. I cut there, but we'll try it out again in a moment here. But it's not landing a 2-turn stun. So Plarium, if you're watching, can you please fix that? I will also report this bug to Plarium directly, guys. Either way, she's still getting the job done as kind of a tank on this kind of weird, unorthodox team, right? As a nuker, excuse me, not a tank. But let's see when those bombs start going off, right, guys? That's when things are going to be tricky here. But we should be okay. We get the job done already. So that was interesting, right, guys? Let me try one more team. All right, guys, so we found another team that has a buff up here, at least on Arbiter. So let's see what we can do here. So here we go. So again, we should be able to 2-turn stunner right here. And there it is, stun for 2 turns. I'm gonna say that they need 2 or more active buffs. They need 2 or more active buffs to get the 2-turn stun. So it doesn't read correctly when you read it. It just says if they have any buffs. Let me make sure I'm not an idiot and read it again. But it looks like it's actually, you know, showing something different here. So let's pull her back up, guys. So yeah, guys, the way it reads is attacks 1 enemy, has a 100% chance when booked of placing a stun debuff for 2 turns if the target does have any active buffs. So it's really 2 active buffs to land the stun. I'm gonna report this to Plarium and I'll get back to you guys and I'll leave a pinned comment on their response on this. But clearly it's not placing a 2-turn stun if they have only 1 buff. It has to be 2 buffs, not 2 turns. That's kind of weird, right? Debuff for 1 turn if the target does not have any. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to show you an entire clan boss run with her, but I will, you know, well, I don't think I need to, right? I think you guys understand how the increased defense works, the value that it has. I'll show you a quick Ice Golem peak run. I'm gonna put her in my main team and we'll see how we do. Ice Golem 25. So what's nice here, guys, is we should be able to get extra, you know, activation from Seer's Karma Burn because of those extra buffs that we have bringing to the table as well, you know? Ally Protect, Strengthen, Increased Defense. Nice to have. 3 more buffs, you can add it to the table, right? So this team, we go pretty fast with the first 2 waves. That's just Seer doing Seer, right? And then after that, it's about just trying to keep the core team alive. Seer dies, it's okay. Kymar dies, it's okay. We really don't... We almost don't want Seer to... We want her to die on that hit, right? Because we really don't want her to strip away all of our buffs on our team. Unfortunately, she will be revived by Lydia once the minions die here. Normally, that's a good thing, but on this team, I'm thinking maybe we don't need Lydia on this team, you know? So let's see how this all plays out. Again, you are seeing that Ally Protect be triggered onto Kymar with the lowest max HP on this squad. But again here, we're looking really good against this Ice Golem. And this is the tricky part of the battle, right? As I've said 100 times here on the channel, the tricky thing about Ice Golem is when you kill him, right? That's when you have to worry about him ignoring 100% defense on your champions, just wiping your whole entire squad. So it's nice to have that extra support on the team. And so far, so good here, right? I mean... There we go. Now, can we take this Ice Golem down before he comes back around and kills us? That's going to be the question. And so far, so good. Again, I like that Sierra's dying. Her job really there is to support on the first 2 waves. Not support, excuse me, to nuke on the first 2 waves. And we're looking good. We're looking good. So a very nice support champion. This is not the fastest speed run of Ice Golem 25, but, you know, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You could do a lot worse here, right? Actually, maybe 2 minutes, right? Battle Khazar with all those poisons, just getting the job done here. It's going to be a sub 2 minute run. Not bad at all, and just doing a good job just keeping everybody alive for the most part, right? So guys, let me know what you think of this channel. Let's see the damage here as well, right? Andryssia, 1.7 million, what? Not bad at all. That's a lot of damage, man. That's a lot of damage. So pretty cool. I really like this champion. Let me know what you think of her, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.